Welcome back. Those with a taste for Italian cuisine and vintage clothing struck gold on Saturday. The Mercato by Lino's hosted the Rockford Vintage Fest. 17 vendors offered retro clothes, records, books, and more. Those behind the event say they've seen the community's used clothes scene explode the last 5 years. For those craving more than shopping, the Mercato by Lino's also served gelato, coffee, and food from its restaurant. Smiley's Vintage organized this year's festival.
There's people that specialize in true vintage, which is 70s and older. There's people that specialize in 90s, graphic tees. So there's different sectors to the vintage community, and that's what we really try to bring together here, just so there isn't that competition and everyone can make their money.